Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today we're going to be having a look at from the Star Wars Mandalorian, Koska Reeves. I'm really pleased to get this figure because I've been waiting on this for a while. First impressions, obviously, just of the card back. It is quite a nice image, although I think it is probably an artist's impression as opposed to taken actually from the series of The Mandalorian, but it is still quite nice art. You've got the Kenner logo obviously in the bottom right hand corner, the Star Wars Mandalorian chase card, and then obviously you've got Koska Reeves on the blue name pill, and the blue behind the figure works quite nicely. So quite a nice looking card back. Let's just have a quick look at the back of the card. Okay, so this is VC230, and as is the norm now, what you get is obviously the Star Wars Vintage Collection Star Wars Chase, and then the other figures that are, well, essentially sort of part of that wave, although not strictly true, because obviously Mithril, Quill, Bib Fortuna and Lobot, I don't think were part of this particular wave, but obviously the ones that you've then got coming up that you do see there, obviously you've got Koska Reeves, we've already had Bo-Katan, you've got Axe Wolves coming soon, and Migs Mayfeld. And then the bottom of the card is obviously just the legal information. So VC230, we'll have a look at the front again, and then let's get this figure open. Okay, so here we back are on the front of the card. The other thing to mention, just with regards to the card back, it does actually come on the thicker cardstock, which is really nice to see. But the figure itself is certainly in the bubble, looks quite impressive. Let's just bring that forward so you can have a look at that, and then let's get this figure open and have a look at it in a bit more detail. Okay, so here we have the figure out of the packaging, and I've got to say, this is a nice looking figure. I'm not sure, because I don't actually have it to hand, I don't know whether they've used parts of the sculpt from Bo-Katan, but I can put them maybe together later and have a little bit more of a look at this, but it does look a very, very nice figure, and gives a very nice impression of Koska Reeves from The Mandalorian itself. Some nice colouring on this. Obviously, you've got the brown boots that she's wearing, and there's also obviously some sort of a light blue, like a guard on the front there that you can see as it's spinning around, like a shin pad essentially. Sort of a nice dark grey on the khaki trousers or the pants. The ammo belt, and then some of the chest plate. The armour's very, very nice. And again, the nice insignia on her arm there you can see as it's spinning. The one sort of, I wouldn't say, listen, again, this is such a minor little thing. The one thing that I would say is that the pistol, which I'll have a look at in a little bit more detail in a second, it is very, very soft and was, again, a little bit tricky to get into her hand. But once it's in, obviously, it does look quite nice. Overall, really nice looking figure. Certainly exactly pretty much how you see her in The Mandalorian itself. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's just have a quick look at the articulation and the accessories that come with this. Okay, so here we have it on the spinner just stopped, just to give you a little bit more of a detailed look at the figure. And as I said, it does look really, really nice. I'm very, very impressed with this at the moment. In terms of the things that obviously come with this figure, you do obviously have the pistol that she's carrying in her hand there. It also comes with her jetpack, which is pretty plain, but I mean, it's okay. It's just got the sort of the grey or the silver and the sort of a few blue flecks added in different places. And of course, then you do get... Oh God, I can't hold it. It's actually quite small, this helmet, but you do get the helmet, so we'll pop that on and have a look in a second. No, that rangefinder, does it actually move or not? Yes, it does. Look at that. So that is movable, but again, that's very, very soft. So you're going to have to be a little bit careful with that. But yeah, really, really nice. Really nice. figure at the back. Again, just some nice detailing. I'm not sure the camera's going to show that today because it's quite dark outside. But yeah, I think it's a nice, very nice looking figure. So let's just pop the helmet on and her backpack and have another look. Okay, so there we have her with a helmet on and the backpack. And I've got to say the backpack fits really, really snugly. So that's quite nice. Just show you that there on the side. So that fits pretty tight, and you want these things to be tight. But I think she looks, don't get me wrong, I think she looks really, really good with the, essentially with a helmet off, but I think she looks far better with that helmet on. As I said, just a couple of small points. That rangefinder is really, really tiny because obviously it's a quite small sculpt. Koska Reeves, very similar, I believe, in, as I said, in size to Bo-Katan. So you just got to be a little bit careful with that. And the blaster itself is quite, it's very thin, and was a little bit more difficult to get into her hand. I'm not going to show you the blaster. A blaster's a blaster, but all in all, a really nice looking figure. And again, this will just add to the Mandalorian scene. So, you know, if you're collecting obviously anything from the Mandalorian, or just obviously on the vintage collection, it's always nice to have these. Because essentially what you can do with these is sort of, I suppose you could make them part of an army if you wanted to sort of get some of the Death Watch Mandalorians, but put them however you want really. But my impression is a really nice looking figure. In terms of the articulation, again, this has got all the bells and whistles. Obviously articulation at the head in terms of with a swivel, and then obviously you've got the up and down movement. You've got articulation at the shoulders, at the elbows, at the wrists. I think there's a hinge in the wrist. Yep, there is. But again, all I would say with that, very much like Bo-Katan, because this figure is quite small, that hinge might be, not, I wouldn't say weak, but just you think you've got to be a little bit careful with it. But it should enable you to sort of get this figure in some really, really good poses. You've got a swivel just above the waist there, which is nice. You've got these new butterfly hinge, obviously below the waist. And obviously just articulation just above the thigh, articulation at the knees, at the ankles, and this actually does come with the rocker ankles as well. So again, you're not going to get these figures any more articulated than this. So really, really nice looking figure. I'm really pleased I've got this. If you do happen to enjoy the video, please hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, there'll be more videos coming soon. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section and I'll answer them as soon as possible. And I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks ever so much for watching. Bye.